Welcome back, guys, to the Cloud Architecture Interview Question Series. I'm back with question number 11. Again, this is a question that I was asked in an interview. I don't remember which round it was, maybe the first or the second round or something like that. So the question was a little bit more oriented towards direct backup, but here I have refactored it so that I can address a few topics. So you are working as an enterprise cloud solution architect, and the business unit solution engineer comes to you with the below questions. Should I back up my container images? How will I ensure that my container images are protected in the event of a disaster? Is there any way I can handle container images autonomously, meaning without a container registry? So see, the idea here is, should I back up container images or not? Basically containers or not, in a sense. Okay, you can also consider container images also. At the end of the day, this is storage, right? So where do we normally store container images? So these are little bit theoretical questions you need to understand so that you can answer perfectly. The concept of containerization. So normally you are pushing your images to a Azure kind of like a container registry. It can be an Azure container registry, it can be an AWS container registry, it can be JFrog, Harvard, anything, any container registry. You can push your Docker image onto that. Normally you don't need to back up your image. Why? Because you will have a CI pipeline that will build the image for you from a Docker file. So normally what will happen, you will have a Docker file, you will have a source code, you will have a CI pipeline, say in Jenkins on Azure DevOps, that will take your source code, run the command, and at the end of that it will create a new Docker image for you, which is very good. But the idea here, what we want to understand and what maybe the interviewer was trying to understand, is that do I need to back up this Docker image? So normally there is no need in a sense, right? Because you can run your CI pipeline to create it again. But again, then this question comes that again I need to run my CI pipeline. So normally we'll see that all of these container registries, they're offering some sort of a redundancy, but mostly within the same region. So for example, Azure Container Registry, at the end of the day, I believe they are all storing it in a blob storage, right? So maybe what it will do, it will store it in 3 different data centers in a single region. So mostly it is very unlikely that the entire 3 data centers will go down. So your image, if it is stored in a registry, is safe in a sense within that region. But what happens if my region goes down? Okay, the entire region is down. Or what happens in a sense if I don't store it in an image registry, which is very unlikely, very unlikely. So very frankly, you can tell your interviewer that currently it's very standard practice that all Docker images are stored in some sort of container registry. Basically all OCI images, not only Docker images, any image which is compliant with the OCI standard is stored in a OCI compliant registry. But say for example, theoretically I am not storing it in a container registry, then what you can do, there are many commands like docker save. So then you have docker export. So what this does is basically docker save, for example, will take an image and then create a tar file out of that image. Now that tar file you can use anywhere. Basically it's just like another file. You can yourself store it in a blob. That tar file you can store in a blob and make that blob RAGRS. Then that tar file is available in any other region. So say for example, and this is only if I am not using a container registry. So I am not using a container registry. What I will do, I will save my Docker image into a tar file. Then I will personally upload that tar file into a RAGRS blob, so that if my region 1, which contains my existing Docker setup, goes down, then I can go to the other region using the RAGRS blob. I can download the tar file. From that tar file, I will do a docker load tar file. It will create the image. From that image, I can create a Docker container. Simple as that. But actually, if you are storing your images in a container registry, there is a single button you can say, and you can enable multi-region container registry in a sense. So then the cloud service provider or your registry provider, whoever it is JFrog, Azure, whatever, they are in charge of replicating the images. So there is another use case also here that you might also like to highlight. See, docker pull command is basically pulling the image from my registry onto wherever I am. It can be a Kubernetes host, it can be a local machine, anything. So it is actually pulling it. So it is coming over the bytes are coming over the network, right? So it is very important that your application which is pulling the image and the actual image are in the same region to minimize latency. If I am in Australia and I am trying to pull an image which is stored in USA, obviously the latency will be more, the network bandwidth consumed will be more, the charges will be more. That is why there is this concept of having your kind of, you can consider these images in every single region. This is more important for a geographically distributed application. For a geographically distributed application, it is important that your images are stored in different locations, so to say. So now most of the registries, cloud registries, whether they are CSP or some other ones, they're offering this as a inbuilt feature. So you click on some sort of a button, you pay some charges obviously, and it will replicate the data, basically bytes or whatever. Maybe in the backend it is also storing it into a tar and replicating, I don't know what it is doing. But at the end of the day, it will basically store it in some other region. So in a sense, containers are short-lived, they are stateless. Okay, but the container images are important. You cannot say they are not important. Obviously you can recreate the container image from a Docker file if you are using a Docker file to create image, but at the same time you will have to run it everywhere, again upload it into different regions. So it is best for multi-region or highly region available or DR practice to have your container registry in the two different regions. Then you are protected from a DR perspective, and also if you have a geographically distributed application, it will help you. So this is for my container images. But what about my container? Do I need to back up my container? Normally no. Why? Because containers are supposed to be stateless. They're supposed to be short-lived. For example, an orchestrator or something, if one container pod goes down, say for example in Kubernetes, you have a pod which is created from a container image, it goes down, Kubernetes again downloads the image and creates a new pod. So why do you need to back up the pod in a sense, right? Or the container in a sense. But what is important is the data store. So that you would need to back up ideally. Okay. So for example, you can consider that what are the some things you would like to consider is that, for example, the persistent volumes. So that if the entire region is down, my volumes are still up, right? Because I can do everything else. I can create everything else in another region, but what about the data which is stored in my volumes? The entire Kubernetes cluster I set up from the YAML files which is in my source control. So source control is geographically distributed theoretically. Very good. All my YAML files are there. All my Docker files are there. My Docker images are in a registry which is geographically distributed. But what about my persistent volumes? What about the volumes for stateful containers where actual state is being stored? They need to be backed up and then restored in case there is some corruption or anything else for that matter. So this is what is basically this question trying to understand, that do you understand this difference between this container image, this container, and the state of a container. Container images are important. It is good to keep them in a container registry. That is, if you have the money, you can keep it in two different locations, meaning geographically distributed container registry. It is a good practice, not so bad practice. It will save you those bandwidth charges. You can pull it very quickly and stuff like that, rather than again creating another Docker file and again pushing to other registry. So you can do that, which is good. But normally containers you don't need to state because they are meant to be short-lived. You are doing something wrong if you have to preserve the state of your container. Any state of the container should be preserved outside, either in some sort of a third-party storage or maybe with a volume that is linked to the container or the pod. That volume you can buy, and there are many solutions. For example, Kubernetes solutions like Kasten by Veeam. Then there is something called Valero. So there are many solutions who are doing it very effortlessly for you. They are plugging into the Kubernetes cluster, so to say, and backing up all your volumes so that you can very easily restore them in if it goes down, or you want to restore a backup from say 2 months back or something like that, because that part is just like a VM in a sense. That data is just like a VM data that you had to back up in a sense. Okay, obviously it is linking to a pod in a different way, but the idea is it's still some persistent data that you need to store. But the normal container, you don't need to preserve it in any way. And also very good to know these Docker commands which I told you about: docker save, docker load, docker export, docker import. So docker save, what it will do, it will take a Docker image and make a tar file. Docker load, it will take a tar file as an input and make a Docker image. Docker export will take a container, running container, and make a image out of basically a tar file. And Docker import will take a tar file and again create a normal Docker image. So if you see these links that I have shared here, you will see, do containers need backup? So this is something that is what you need to back up. Okay, why containers need backing up? So it's not typical container does not need it, but there is just another running instance. Many containers are good to point that high availability. So second to replicate. So what should you need? The container images. It is a static file. You will need that. Any attached storage that I was talking about, persistent volumes, the deployment files, actual YAML files. These are normally you will store it in a Git or a source control. So you can consider that this is also backed up. Your etcd, this is also very important in a sense. But anyway, if you are using any managed Kubernetes service, this is also taken care by the service provider. But normally you would like to basically maintain this, because this is storing all of your configuration and everything, right? Prometheus configuration and any custom resource configuration. What will not need backup? Any stateless containers don't need backup. Any pods will not need backup. So this is, so you can check these references. But the idea of this question is not to go in depth on how to backup, but the idea is that, do I need backup? When should I need backup? When should I not need backup? What is this inherent statelessness that we talk about of containers? Do those stateless containers need backup? If yes, what component of those stateless containers need backup? Like for example, a stateful set will need backup. Any which has a persistent volume will need backup. So stuff like that you need to understand. Anyways, thank you. I hope this helped. This was a question that was asked to me very frankly, and I was not able to answer it at this depth, but yes, I was aware about this image thing, so I knew that they needed to be preserved across regions or something like that. And I also told them about the persistent volume. So mostly I could answer the question, maybe not at this depth, but yes, I was able to answer, and the interviewer was mostly satisfied with this answer. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great evening or morning from wherever you are seeing, and the rest of the day. Bye.